evening. Thanks for joining us. A 25-year-old man was arrested shortly after 3:30 a.m. this morning following a traffic stop in the city's north end. 650 grams of cocaine worth approximately $65,000 was seized. The male was facing several charges in relation to the stop. There were also 4 impaired driving charges overnight. In one incident, officers arrested a 19-year-old male following a hit-and-run collision, and while en route to the station came across a second impaired driver. The 38-year-old male was arrested and charged. And shortly after 8 a.m., police received a call of an accident where a vehicle hit a tree in the Empress Street area. 2 males were arrested a short distance away. An 18-year-old driver and 17-year-old passenger are facing several charges, including break and enter and theft of a motor vehicle. Yesterday's surprise jobless numbers have some people wondering whether Canada's employment market has just hit a glitch. 46,000 jobs were lost nationwide last month. Shannon Martin followed one man who's been trying to get his foot in the door to get an idea of what the numbers may mean for job seekers in 2014.
20 to 30 resumes every day. Finding a job for Austin Ailstock is a full-time job. If it pays, he'll take it.
Come end of December, after paying rent, I only had $3 left in my account.
To say it's been rough is an understatement. In the last year, he's had 3 jobs and 3 layoffs. Still, he's out pounding the pavement, trying to stay positive.
I'd actually go out to places, hand in a resume, and try my best. I always keep some in my bag just in case.
But finding a job and keeping it is increasingly difficult. According to the latest jobs report, 5 out of 12 months last year saw losses. In December, economists were expecting to add 15,000 jobs. Instead, 3 times that number were lost.
46,000 decline is a disappointing number. There's no two ways about it.
Sears, BlackBerry, Kellogg's, and Potash Corp all slashed their workforce in 2013. Last month, Canada's jobless rate hit 7.2%, and for the first time since the 2008 recession, it was worse than the United States.
We just come through a period where Canada consistently had a much better job market than the U.S., and now the tables have somewhat turned.
But from the federal government, a different take.
If you step back and look at the overall jobs picture, we still have the strongest job record in all the G7.
December was disappointing, but the Tories say it's all part of the ebb and flow of Canada's recovering economy. Overall, last year, 100,000 net new jobs were created. Ailstock hears the positive messages from politicians, but says the reality of sending out resumes and securing a job is much different.
It's hit and miss. Sometimes they don't even read over it, but you never know till they maybe call back to you.
Shannon Martin, CBC News, Toronto.
A new movement has surfaced in the wake of last summer's local discovery of the wreck of Canada's first registered ship. Those who gathered at the annual general meeting for scuba divers wanted to share information on shipwrecks and help the sport take a plunge into the tourist economy. John Thompson has more.
2013 was a banner year for shipwreck discoveries along the north shore of Lake Superior. The Scotia Dock grain vessel, which sank in 1953, was found in deep water near the Sleeping Giant this summer. Another big discovery came when David Shepard and Rob Valley spotted the Marianne of Dunnville tugboat by accident while they were diving for another shipwreck. The ship was built in 1867 and sunk in 1901. Now they're taking a plunge of a different kind. As president of the newly founded Superior Underwater Exploration Society, Shepard wants to organize a community of divers who will share information, facilitate tourism infrastructure, and protect areas between Wawa and the Manitoba border. He says charting the Superior Lake bed will be the group's first task.
In the next year, our main plan is to bring in a lot of the information that is local and to build a massive database so we're able to explore what's down there, as well as provide that information freely to other people who want to come to our area. Because that's one of the main stumbling blocks. We have all this vast, amazing area to go explore, but no one knows about it.
Richard Harvey has been diving since the mid-1980s. The mayor of Nipigon is also the club's vice president of membership. He sees scuba diving as one of the fastest growing tourism markets in the world and foresees potential in the untouched, yet protected, shipwrecks of the region.
Laws and regulations we have actually mean that this is something that an industry we can build, that we can maintain, because unlike some parts of the world where everything just gets taken away, everything gets stolen, if you like, stuff remains there, and so we can actually build on that. And here people can come and actually be involved in wrecks that nobody has dove on.
Very little of the infrastructure needed to create a tourist economy around shipwreck diving currently exists between Thunder Bay and the North Shore. The Society feels a blueprint to fit those needs will come clear once it charts the geography of our sunken nautical history. John Thompson, TBT News.
Well, there's finally a weekend skiers and snowboarders can rejoice about. An adequate amount of snow cover with just that perfect temperature. It made for a great weekend to hit the slopes, and that's just what our reporter Mike Albanese did.
A few weeks ago it was cold, then it got to the point of freezing, then recently it just got plain ridiculous. But step outside now, folks, it's warmed up tremendously and the skiers have noticed.
Nobody likes cold weather, but the advantage we have here is we do have a T-bar, which we can keep people on the ground. We don't have to put them up in the chairlift, so it wasn't too bad. And I think we lost maybe 2 days out of it, but what we're making up for now, it's been really good. It really has been.
Mount Baldy had been finding ways to keep their skiers as comfortable and warm as possible during our recent cold snap, but ever since the weather has sat around -2, the hill has been booming.
I tell you something, it goes from an empty parking lot to a full parking lot. Last weekend on Sunday, there was nowhere to park. It was absolutely amazing. People were coming to me and they said that they had issues with the parking lot. I said, it's a problem I've been waiting to have for about 5 years.
Most of the hardcore snow sport enthusiasts come out no matter what the weather, but the parents usually keep their kids indoors when it's chilly. Now that it's warmer, the kids are coming out in full spirit.
Well, definitely when it's cold, the snow's a lot harder, and the kids, they don't like it because when they fall, they get a little bit more bruised up. But when it's nice like this, they're outside longer, more hours, and snow's a lot softer, so snowball fights get going, and it's a lot more fun when it's nicer out.
A family that is known for showing up every weekend is happier now because they can finally bring the young ones to a family ordeal without risk of frostbite.
Compared to last week, it's probably about 100 times better, but it still wasn't bad last week. But with the warm weather, you can just stay out longer and get more runs in and have a lot more fun, and but still enjoy a good hot chocolate at the end of the day.
The warm weather may not stick around for too long, though, as winter could still have an ugly face to show. That's the thing about Thunder Bay, you just never know. Mike Albanese, TBT News.
It's been a cold winter for Thunder Bay residents with record low temperatures. For our question of the day, we thought it would be interesting to ask whether or not the cold stretch of weather made you consider booking a holiday down south.
Yes.
How come?
Well, when my husband was alive, we used to go down to Texas every winter for 5 months. But now that he's passed away, I don't go down. But I'd love to.
Do you think, talk a little bit about the weather, how's it been for you this year?
Well, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm not out any more than I have to.
I usually go every year anyways, but this year, yeah, a little more. I was injured in an accident down there last year, so I'm taking it easy.
No, I wouldn't book a holiday down south. That's why you wouldn't be able to catch a plane. They're all froze up. It's better in Thunder Bay. Go skiing and swimming and fishing. That's where I'm going this weekend. It's going to warm up.
Not at all. I love the cold weather. I work up north on the Northern Reserves, and it's part of being Canadian.
Amateur photographers who can capture the perfect natural moment can vie for their moment in the limelight. Nominations are now open for the annual photography contest at the Central Canada Outdoor Show. Nancy Milani is a show and event manager with the Chamber of Commerce. This will be the 5th annual photo contest, and she says she's very overwhelmed every year by the lens that local photographers put on our region's natural beauty.
We live in such a beautiful region, and myself, I appreciate the outdoors, and I totally appreciate wildlife. But to see it shot in such ways, and the imagination of the photographers is just incredible. To be able to see something and to capture what they do is incredibly inspiring, makes me want to do more in the outdoors around here, absolutely, and appreciate the beauty that we have here in our backyard.
As many as 3 photos in landscapes and wildlife categories can be submitted to the Chamber by February 11th for the outdoor show, which begins February 21st. Prizes will be awarded to the winners on Sunday, February 23rd. With the beautiful weather came an opportunity to teach some kids how to skate at Kinsman Rink this afternoon. However, the free skate wasn't the only fun offered at the event. A free drop-in lesson for children of all ages was held down at the local outdoor rink. The Learn to Skate program had a little something for everyone and some extra help for those who were looking to hit the ice for the first time. Along with the 12 instructors offering a helping hand, the kids also had a lesson on how to play sledge hockey.
We really wanted to start incorporating sledge hockey into the city's Learn to Skate programs. So this was an opportunity for us to bring the equipment out for people to raise more awareness about this sport, and hopefully to recruit more participants into that program.
The Learn to Skate program is the city's biggest program, and it begins next week on January